So, here's a fun story as I'm about to head to my seat watching RWBY. Because I'm nervous, I nearly dropped my coffee on my way here because I am so nervous regarding this episode. I already said on Twitter that for this episode I am predicting death for one of our characters, a character that we know and love. I'm scared for Ironwood especially. Because if there's, like, out of Robin and Crow, because I'm still holding on to the fact that Clover's going to be like, you know what, I'm going to give Tyrion a fair chance. Between them and Ironwood, I'm scared for Ironwood. I'm just nervous. Like, especially when it came to 10 minutes before the episode was public for first members on Rooster Teeth, my nerves were, like, shaking, and, see, this is Penny's fault, because she said it's gonna be like Beacon all over again, and we RWBY fans, we know Volume 3 like the back of our heads, because that was painful, and, I'm scared. I am absolutely scared. Hello everyone, Liam Catterson here. Welcome to hell, because this is literally going to be hell. Now, this is RWBY. We're on episode number 11, which is called Gravity. Yeah, like I said, scary times among us. But if we remove the nervous element, then we're in for a very, very juicy episode, because last episode we did build up to two potential fights that's going to be happening this episode, with Cinder versus Winter potentially happening in the next episode. So I'm really, really excited to see what does go down, as the public of Mantle now know about Salem, so she's out in the open, as the last episode was called. And yeah, it was very, very juicy seeing RWBY and the Aesops as well, dealing with the Grimm as well as they continued to flood into Mantle. And yeah, there was some really, really impressive moves being made, especially Penny and RWBY's teamwork after RWBY she was going to use the Silver Eyes, but she adopted a new approach. So yeah, I'm just listing out RWBY episodes. Probably, I don't know. I am just trying to ease myself as much as possible for the potential that this is going to be an absolute train wreck of emotions. Because, yeah. Shall we just rip the band-aid off and get on with it? This is RWBY. This is episode 11 of Volume 7. Oh boy, I'm scared for this. Let's go. Oh boy. Keep dreaming about a better world. You keep wishing for some clarity. Always hoping that a lightning bolt is gonna save you from gravity. Maybe you'll wake up in the world of charm. You don't have to dream. Your life's a masterpiece. If you just believe. Holds a shadow. Just keep the song in your head, Liam. That'll assure you. No, it won't. Nothing's assuring me. Happy thoughts. That's taking a backseat. You know what? Just watch, I'm worrying for nothing. Everything's going to be fine. Just Ironwood and Watts are going to hug it out, and then we're worrying for nothing. Oh no. Oh wow. That revolver.
19.
Oh! on, James! Woo. Oh, he's counting down. Oh. Come on, beat him. Oh, beat All Might, come on. Oh. Ow. Nice. Come on, James. Oh. Yeah, he's counting down his bullets. Which is very smart with a revolver. Damn, this is neat.
7.
Take the shortcut, James, come on. This is impressive. Oh, Zach. Oh! What a slam! Oh my god, this is impressive. I just love the spin.
You never appreciated my genius, James. You just stood atop it and called yourself a giant.
I gave you everything you could have wanted.
You chose that fat imbecile over me.
He's more better than you, though, dude, so...
I suppose in this instance, my brains and your brawn are evenly matched.
You're smart, but you're not the only one who can count.
Good tactic, James, counting as he is.
Oh, I know.
Oh, shit! Shit, James! Oh, shh! Oh my god!
That was a little too close for my liking, James. Rebuilding those rings is going to be such a pain.
Oh, dearie.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, he's gonna... Oh my
Wouldn't
god,
do that if I
James.
were you. I mean, unless you're hoping to add more metal to that body of yours.
It's to stop him.
All right, now, where did they put them?
James. Son of a bitch.
What?
Go on, James! Your number's up once!
I will sacrifice whatever it takes to stop her.
Oh, I hope you do, James. I hope you do.
Tyrion
See,
cows,
James has gone plus
you're
ultra
under
if you get the
arrest.
reference. Come on, Crow! Here we go! I want to see this! Bad luck charm too. Come on, Crow. Bust his nose again. Dang, he's really holding his... Oh dearie. You were in way over your head, you psychotic son of a bitch.
Where's that smile now?
Damn!
This is Clover, requesting prisoner transport.
Damn, that... I didn't think it would go like that, but oh well.
We have Tyrion Kalos in custody.
Wait. What's going on? James?
Faculty and upperclassmen can
Whew.
provide that.
Schnee,
Yes, sir.
was anyone caught trying to enter the school grounds while I was away?
No?
Are you sure?
Still afraid, I see.
Oh,
Now show me where you've been hiding her.
Yes. Oh, Lord.
Affirmative.
Penny, you keep away
I
from
don't
Cinder.
understand. Why would the general call us back without giving a reason?
Especially with evacuations still going on in Mantle.
You don't have to understand orders, kids. You just have to follow them.
Civvy transports won't be stopping anytime soon. The General says he needs us now, he needs us now.
You all get to the General and find out what's happening. We'll bring Oscar and see you soon.
I'd keep Oscar away too.
General Ironwood?
We have made a critical error. The Black Queen was the symbol Salem showed us before we lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
Her way of telling us she was inside. That it was too late.
And
We stopped Watts. We stopped Kalos, but someone was here. They put this in my office to tell me that it... What if Mantle was just a distraction? What if it was just to draw us away from the Academy?
Sir, it's going to be okay. We've got Mantle on our side now, and...
How do we know that wasn't part of their plan? How do we know they didn't want us to bring people into Atlas by the thousands?
In trying to save everyone, we left ourselves most vulnerable.
Salem has been one step
that is a
ahead of
very,
us
very
this entire
insightful
time.
comment.
It's
That's the thing.
glass. Black glass. This was Cinder.
She's alive?
Good on Ruby.
And she's here?
If Cinder's here, then for all we know, Hazel's here too.
Sir, this isn't over yet.
Well,
We're with you.
Are you with me?
uh-oh.
Sir?
How did Robin know about the Global Communications Project?
Yeah. Oh, shoot. They had to. They had
told
to.
her. The night of the ambush.
You did what?
We were trying to help.
By going behind our backs?
Wait. Does that mean you let her escape?
Robin is on our side. She always has been.
We didn't know that
The
for
bad
sure.
guys!
None of this matters right now.
Loyalty always matters!
This is what they. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! James!
General Ironwood.
Like. Oh, shh. It's just gonna be like. No?
The brave huntsman and huntresses bested Arthur Watts. Congratulations.
We stopped Tyrion too. And we'll stop Cinder and anyone else you try to send here.
Dear girl, their goal was never victory. It was merely to set the stage.
For what?
For me.
Oh my god, that's scary.
Time isn't on your side, James. It's always been on mine. The people of Atlas have suffered enough. Surrender the staff and the lamp to me, and they needn't suffer any further.
That's not going to happen.
Simply accept the futility of your situation. And this can all be over.
Oh my god.
We've seen what you're capable of. The lamp showed us.
Oh my god, I'm here for this
It
confrontation.
showed us everything. We've seen that you can't be killed. But we've also seen you fail. We
Come
don't
on.
have to kill you to stop
Ruby
you.
Rose. Holy.
And we will stop you.
Your mother said those words to me.
Oh shit!
Mother?
She was wrong too.
You are a bitch, Salem. Oh damn, her silver eyes! You are stone cold and burn!
That's Salem? That's who we're up against?
And she's apparently on her way.
But we'd be alerted if any forces had approached the kingdom. We have long-range proximity alarms all along the coast and...
They're offline. With all of the chaos, we didn't notice.
Oh,
Watts must
Ruby.
have shut them down. Or they've already been destroyed.
all of them?
Vulnerable.
You said in your speech that Amity Tower was ready to launch. Was that true?
No.
You just said that. To lure out Watts.
So honesty isn't on your game as well, James.
General Ironwood?
I've sent your sister to claim the power of the Winter Maiden.
Oh no!
What?
When I realized we'd been compromised, I knew we couldn't wait any longer. The staff and the lamp have to be locked away.
So they have to put down Freya.
I thought... You said we could keep it.
Well, that was before you lied to me about the lamp. Before you lied to us about Robin. Before Salem was right on our doorstep. Before Mantle was nearly destroyed. And
They
myself
couldn't
and
have
my army were
anticipated
left
Salem.
exhausted. The timeline has changed.
James.
And so we must change accordingly.
What are our orders, sir?
We are going to take our plan for Amity Tower and apply it to the city of Atlas.
What?
Wait,
It was
what?
Oz's plan in a former life, but he didn't take it far enough. If we harness the power of the staff and raise ourselves high into the atmosphere, the city's artificial climate will keep citizens and food supplies unharmed, always out of reach of whatever Salem may try to send our way.
But we're nowhere
That's-
near finished evacuating everyone.
Yeah, this
You'd
is
be
gonna.
leaving
This is
Mantle
another
to
big
die.
risk.
Yes, I would.
Oh no! Jesus Christ!
We can't
Okay.
allow Salem to capture the relics. This is our best chance at getting the staff, the
Is
lamp,
it?
and the maiden as far away from her as possible.
But we have an opportunity to reunite the world. If we launch the tower, we can all work together again. We could even call for help.
James.
If we can hold out long enough.
Sometimes Doing the right thing means making tough decisions.
You're right. And I think the right thing to do would be to stand our ground.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too.
Yes! Girls, you are amazing.
We ran ourselves ragged, trying to save Mantle tonight. We try that again against an even larger force.
But you're huntsmen and huntresses! You can't just back down from a fight!
You can't focus on one single fight while trying to win a war.
What's the council going to say?
Nothing. Once I declare martial law.
See, I think fear is dictating... Oh
What
my
about
god.
Robin? Who exactly are you loyal to?
We're loyal to the people counting on us to save them.
We are saving who we can. And you're standing in our way.
This is rough. This is... Because James isn't trying to be malicious.
Serious problem.
He's not trying to be... Uh-oh.
Ironwood's declaring martial law to Benny!
RWBY!
He's going to use the staff to move Atlas. If we don't stop it, Mantle's going to be
Oh boy. Oh, are these...
No!
Tyrion wants this.
I'm sorry it's come to this. But until Atlas and the relics are safe, you are all under arrest.
won't just let
James,
you
you
take us.
son of a bitch. I don't agree with this.
I know.
So we're gonna have Team RWBY against the Aesops.
Ruby, are you there? Ruby!
Did you tell them?
Oscar. Where are
Ah, shit. They've kidnapped him. Fun. They've took him. That bitch took him. Oh my god, this is not... See, this is the thing. He's not trying to be malicious. He's not... The thing is, though, he's trying to do what he feels is best. I just can't agree. I just can't agree with James. No. I think this is a step too far, and because they've now seen what Salem looks like in person, they now have an idea about what terror she brings. They are acting on fear. So... Oh my god. I gotta say, that was absolutely... Yeah, that was absolutely, something. I absolutely enjoyed that. I thought it was... So did Watts get arrested? Oh, backwards compatibility of doing Metal Gear Rising? Okay. I've just seen that. I'm gonna watch that. Favorite game of all time, by the way. Yeah, this was absolutely intense. I absolutely loved how well-paced it was. I thought the fights would be a bit longer, to be fair, but it makes sense setting things up in regards of Team RWBY versus the Aesops. Potentially Crow and Robin versus Watts and Tyrion. Well, Tyrion is going to get... not Watts. Watts is probably in prison. That's the implication. So, yeah, it's also been confirmed as well that Salem seems to have killed Summer with her comment about that's exactly what she said before she died. Stone cold bitch. She is a stone cold bitch. Oh my god. I just absolutely enjoyed... Oh my god. And now I want to see what's happening next. This is the thing. Like, they talked about we have to have Winter to retrieve the Winter Maiden, I'm assuming, like, with them making tough calls, they would put down the Winter Maiden, the current Winter Maiden, if she hasn't passed yet. Just for the security of, because because Freya can't do anything. Winter is more, of course, mobile, so they've got to protect the maidens and the relics with whatever it takes. And if they are okay of allowing Mantle to perish, they're okay on letting Freya die, because she's dying anyway, so... Oh, James. James, this is... You know what they call this? Checkmate. Because I think he's put himself in a position that's... Yeah, he is... Yeah, he is... See, this is the thing, he's got tough options at the minute. He's got tough options, but I just don't agree. I just can't agree with it. If you get what I mean. He's got tough options, and he is acting on that fear with encountering Salem. And that was the first interaction as well with Salem and RWBY as well, which was absolutely juicy stuff to see, because she did get an idea of what Salem looked like in the Volume 5 finale, but she didn't get to talk with her. It was more of a jump scare for RWBY and Team RWBY, like they just got a warning. Now they have a full-blown conversation, and what's the first thing that Salem does is basically taunt RWBY about the fact that she killed Summer. What a bitch. What an absolute bitch. But this is the thing, it's a good first impression to make, I guess, for your adversary. So, oy. You know what? Honestly, though, that may have been one of the best, RWBY episodes of all time. Like, I just loved how it was styled. Like, we had the fight. We had the fight. We had the two fights, and my mind was so fixated on what would be the outcome of those two fights, and they ended so fast. And you know what? This is my fault at the end of the day, because I should have realized something. Like, we were not even close to the tip of the iceberg once those fights were over. Because I initially felt that, okay, well, those fights lasted, it went by so quickly. And then you have the crewbie, like, as they are developing this episode, and they acknowledge how quick the fights are, they are twiddling their fingers, thinking, oh, just wait. And then Salem approaches, and wow, she is stone cold. This is the thing, though. Salem's representation in this episode was absolutely, like, I don't know, this might be the most terrifying I felt regarding Salem ever. Because first we had the seer emerge. And I thought this was going to be Leo all over again, because that was one of the most horrific deaths in RWBY when he got offed by the seer in Volume 5. And with the fact that he survived in his fights against Watt, it's like that, oh, he survived against Watt, but he's not gonna see this coming. I'm proud of myself, I don't care. No, so I was pretty surprised when the seer dropped and emerged Salem, but I'm not complaining, because that had that brought a more terrifying presence, because she wasn't even threatening to James whatsoever. She was, if anything, she was politely asking James to surrender. She was like, just surrender, please. All I'm asking. And then she turns to RWBY. RWBY makes a big speech about, oh, you know what, we're gonna stop you, all that jazz. And then Salem turns to her. RWBY has this speech. Salem turns to her and shuts her down with just a few words about, Your mother said the same thing, by the way, sweetie, before implying that she killed her. So, stone cold, absolutely ruthless. And then, of course, that got Ruby emotional with her eyes playing up. But I just love how intimidating Sailor became without having to unleash her terror. Because we've seen her, like, as a terrifying presence. But she was being so receptive, and it was absolutely frightening. So, props to the RWBY for making Salem so calm and so humble, confident, even. With like, she didn't for 1 second. She didn't even need to turn terrifying. She was composed. Like she was nice. She was passive, and it was scary. It still brought this scary presence. So bloody hell. It really does take something when a villain is like so calm and yet they are so scary. Like even the visuals provided this intimidating presence. Like when she went close to James and we saw a close up of her face, like, and how pleasant her face was. Scary, absolutely intimidating. So yeah, I really loved how Salem did appear in this episode, because it's also the first time we've seen Salem this volume as well. And not just that though, but like you said, it's the first time that we've had Salem interact with Ruby in terms of a conversation. So and it was done absolutely amazing. So yeah. Though James is a bit of a sucker at this point, because the thing he doesn't seem to understand is that with this plan to further Atlas up in the air, out of reach, from like out of Salem's reach, with the protection of the lamp, the maiden, and the staff, and how he's willing on letting people in Mantle die. There's already this split, and we're seeing it in different areas, like Robin and Crow split. So yeah, and Tyrion's getting front row seats for that one. But and I want to comment about Clover, actually, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm low-key smug about something, and I want to brag just a bit, but because I don't know, I'm not usually the guy who's like wanting to have this shit-eating grin, but yeah. Yeah, I really loved the fact that where was I going? Oh yeah, like there's this split. Like James doesn't understand that he is benefiting Salem, and this is because he's relying so much on his own fear. So he is playing in like, the ball is in Salem's court. He is giving Salem what she wants with this split, with letting people in Mantle die, furthering Atlas up in the sky. So yeah, I'm assuming Watts is captured, is still alive, because they didn't show him dying or whatever. It's an important rule to make after Cinder, when she fell and we didn't see her body smack the pavement. So yeah, or break a bone in Adam's case, because I know there was a few people worried last volume when Adam got thrown off the cliff. Oh, it's gonna be Cinder all over again, and then his back breaks, and it's like, maybe not. So yeah, so I'm assuming. Oh, my mouse dropped. Fun. I'm assuming Watts is still alive. With the fact that they didn't show James just throwing him off the cliff. Though I do gotta say though, I loved the fight. The music was absolutely mesmerizing. Really loved it, and I loved the terrain and how James and Arthur were both scaling. Like Arthur was above and James was below, and I just really loved this. It was a very, very well constructed arena, like a well constructed like battle arena for them to scrap at. And I loved the fact that not only was Arthur keeping count on how many bullets he had left in his revolver, but James did as well. But of course that played into Watts' hands as well, because he trapped James's arm in the dust shield. And I gotta say, I love the animation on James's arm when he removed himself from the shield, because, and I did joke about this in my reaction, but I think it's worth saying again, it's busted up in the same manner that Deku's arm is busted up in My Hero Academia, when he goes 100% one for all. And I say this because the voice actor for Watts plays Deku's predecessor in My Hero Academia, so yeah, I'm not sure if that was done deliberately, but I couldn't help but think, one for all, 100%, busted arm. But yeah, I really loved how they did scrap his frustrations with James choosing Pietro over Watts. It was Watts, because he did have that glare at Pietro in the picture as well. Everyone was smiling, and then Watts was like, giving death glares to Pietro in the picture. But yeah, the fight was absolutely well animated. The music choice was absolutely stellar, and it was just well done. I just loved the animations of James and Arthur just dueling it out. Loved the fight with Crow, Robin, and Clover versus Tyrion. So first, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. I don't know if it would be the elephant in the room, but it is for me, because it seems like Team RWBY against Aesop's isn't the case of a traitor, it's the case of a split decision, a decision that Team RWBY do not agree with, but Aesop's are loyal to James. And because Team RWBY are defied and are actually the traitors in the perspective of James's eyes, we've got this fight going on. So I'm glad it wasn't because someone was working for Salem behind their backs. It was because of this split. Like, they were absolutely loyal in trying. All of them was absolutely loyal in terms of trying to stop Salem, even Clover, because I did worry about Clover. I did panic that, this this Lucky Charm ship is possibly too good to be true now that we've got this potential fight still brewing anyways. But I thought with the theories and whatnot that Clover was I didn't want to believe it, but I didn't want to be too oblivious to the fact as well. But hey, so it looks like Clover wasn't the traitor, so I'm happy with that. Although I'm not happy with this fight, because I don't want to see them fight. We don't need this. And we literally don't, because this, like I said, this is playing into Salem's hands. This is what she wants. And now we've got Winter versus Cinder set up, because James said he's taking care of the Winter Maiden. The current Winter... Well, not so much the current anymore, which I'm assuming... His comments mean that he's put her down because they can't afford for her to be a vulnerability to Cinder and Co. So they've had to put her down. So Winter, who's a more, of course, agile and more defensive character than Freya, who is severely ill. It gives that protective measures for the maiden powers. So yeah, but episode 12 is definitely setting things up for that. Especially with the fact that she's kidnapped Oscar. So that's not great. But I'm really excited to see. I was worried. I was not gonna lie. I was worried to potentially run into the fact that Team RWBY would have a lack of involvement in terms of finale fights for this volume, but I'll take this, because we've got an even number of people with 4v4, and then of course Clover, Crow, Robin, and potentially Tyrion will break out. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. Tyrion's going to be on the run because of this whole kerfuffle. So that's going to be great. But I really did love the fight with Crow, Robin, and Clover versus Tyrion. I did get a bit sidetracked there. because I loved some of the animations, some of the callbacks. Like Bad Luck Charm was like done differently, but there was still elements of Bad Luck Charm. I should know this because like Bad Luck Charm is basically ingrained in my head, but there was small bits of Bad Luck Charm. Loved Robin's like arrows ricocheting from the walls, and even the reference of Crow punching Tyrion in the nose happened with him punching his stomach. I think it was like a similar animation as well. So yeah, I really loved that bit there. But yeah, it was really this episode was intense. Loved Watts' confidence as well, like once he trapped James in the dust shield, because it's like, wouldn't remove your arm unless you want more to be more cyborg than human. So yeah, and he just casually strolled to the arena like he was completely oblivious because he didn't think James would free himself from the dust. But that's the thing. James is so passionate in terms of stopping Salem. So and we're seeing it right now. He's so passionate that he's willing to let people in Mantle die. He is willing to not listen to reason, and in doing so, I feel like he's playing into Salem's hands because because this division has happened, and they are relying on fear because now they know their enemy. Now they've got a first glance at Salem. So, and not just that though, but there's this stress regarding the fact that that Bumblebee told Robin about Amity Coliseum. But this is the thing, like, yeah, they are calling. He's calling Ruby and Ruby. He's calling Team RWBY out regarding the hidden agendas and all that jazz. I get it, but he's doing exactly the same thing as what Ruby and John, Nora, and Ren were doing, with the fact that like this wasn't the Amity Tower wasn't completed, was it? It was because you were like the reason why he made that announcement was to call out James, not James, not to call himself out, but to call out Arthur. So, yeah, he's basically deceived the people. So yeah, but I just really loved how things did proceed, especially Ruby as well. Like Ruby was absolutely amazing in terms of being this leader, like. Or being a strong figure as well, because her trying to call out Salem was very, very powerful, as well as her like calling Jean, like making that decision. Like James was ready to stop her, but Ruby was very, very fast with her semblance, and yeah, I just really, really loved it, as well as realizing that the chess piece. Like who that belonged to, like the material of it, like, oh, it's glass, that's cinder, so yeah. And as well as Blake standing up against James, like at first, and then Team RWBY followed along with her, but that defiance in Blake was really, really wonderful stuff to see as well. But yeah, what an episode. I want to watch this episode over and over again and soak up every little thing, because like I said, I feel like that was one of the best RWBY episodes of all time, potentially, because the fights were absolutely delicious, and even then, I don't even, like, this is the thing, I think the fights weren't even the best thing. It was Salem, like, just creating this terrifying presence, but yet keeping this composure, keeping this calmness about her. It's terrifying, and I love it. So that was absolutely ace. And then her confronting RWBY, like, this is their first verbal confrontation. And she's absolutely hammered RWBY in the emotions by basically confirming that she killed Summer, and just shutting her down with a few words, whereas RWBY's got this defiant speech. Like Salem's not worried whatsoever. So it was absolutely impressive with what they did with Salem in this episode. Yeah, this was impressive. Loved this episode so much. It's my favorite episode this volume by far. I just absolutely loved how that proceeded. But yes, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!